Hello everyone, welcome to another UConn construction project video update. My name is Lou Gett. I represent the Office of University Planning, Design, and Construction. Today we're on the NESB project, the new Engineering and Science Building. Today is October 5th. The last time we were on the project was towards the end of July. This is the same vantage point that we've been using throughout the video. In fact, today is our 6th video in the series of construction. So we're looking at the south elevation. The first floor, the CMU walls, the concrete masonry units are completed, and the first floor is going to be mostly a terracotta panel system. The second, third, fourth, and fifth, which are most of the lab spaces, is a structural curtain wall panel. And curtain wall stands for the glass panel. So we'll notice the stairways. That is the southwest stairway. The mason is setting up his hydrolift in that area. We'll talk a little bit about that. They're getting ready to close in the stairway here. We can see that the ductwork is being loaded. We can see the mechanicals being run on the perimeter. The interior service spaces have been framed in. And the north elevation, we can see the stair tower is completed on the interior. The trades are using it. We can see the standard construction hoist lift that they call it, and you see some plywood for safety all the way up there. And again, it's the first floor, second floor. You can see the numbers right on there, third, fourth, and fifth. We're taking a look at the hoisting box here. Today, the sheet metal contractor is loading the third floor with ductwork. So they have a spot here for the crane comes in and out as needed to load the floors. Here I'm getting a chance to take a look at the northeast stair. So the modern day mason, the hydrolift is being used today. In the old days, there was scaffolding on here. So it's actually pretty neat. There's a little small motor up on the top, and the motor's only used to clinch it up from each level to each level. And as the super was just telling me, the masons stay a little bit each night in preparation for the morning. So not a lot of block on the building, but to rate the stairway, the stairways are CMU, and then they're covered in a terracotta. So the stairways are rated with CMU concrete masonry units. We're taking a look again. We're on the east elevation, up on the roof up here in the penthouse. The penthouse has CMU, and the parapet up at the very top. So the south elevation, and in a previous video back when we did climb up the accessible stair tower, you can see that. So the first floor is the only one that has the CMU, and will have the terracotta finish. The remaining of the floors have curtain wall. We'll go down and take a look at the mock-up. The site is so small, the mock-up is not on site. I'll take a ride down. I understand it's at the depot field. But that's a curtain wall. It'll be a combination of structural glass and spandrel glass, and the spandrel glass is glass that you can't see through. And there's an eyebrow that goes with that also. And as we just mentioned on the hydrolift, and hydra stands for hydraulics, you can see the mason on the southwest stair tower. He's just about up towards the top with that particular lift. Ride from the job site. We were at the prison, and the mock-up is in a remote location because there's just no area on site to be able to keep it. So what a wonderful exterior mock-up. There was actually the structural steel was installed to be able to show how the curtain wall ties back to the structural steel. And this is the classic curtain wall assembly that's going to be on the exterior of the window. This is structural glass down lower. This is an eyebrow to be able to provide an apron, to be able to provide shade protection for the window. And the top is the spandrel glass that you can't see through, is what they call the spandrel glass. So the curtain wall assembly has areas where it does tie into the metal panels, and the metal panels will match the same light color that you see on the glazing caps. Those are called glazing caps that go on the curtain wall. There's a classic example of the metal panels with a punch window over in here. And finally, the terracotta panels that we see right through here. And we mentioned a little bit earlier about the construction process over here, the CMU walls, and there's a section of waterproofing on that, insulation, standoff framing, and this is the terracotta panels. We'll get some more information on those. It appears to be a stone type of a product, a synthetic. You can see some of the materials that are inside through here. Finally, and below that will be a granite. Basement before, huge difference since the last time we were here. The place was empty. So the CMU walls down in here are the corridor walls. In this area here, we had an extensive talk about the bangets, and from what I understand, about 99% of the bangets were exactly where they needed to be. So this is a heating pipe assembly that you see down through here. We call it rank piping, so which the hangers hold different pipes, not just one. And you can see again, the heating pipes are on a roller hanger, so the pipes have a chance to expand and contract and not to be restricted. We'll take a quick pan at the massive electrical gear that's not set yet, but they have it in the room, which is the key to the process through here. Two rooms for electrical service through here. And this is the first. We'll take a quick peek into the second over and through here. Yeah, as I said, the key at this stage of the game is having the gear down inside, and they can connect it as the opportunity comes in the near future. In the corner here, we saw these holes previously, the steam and condensate lines that were running on the campus that passed through here. There's the tunnel. We've been into the tunnel before, and this heating area in through here. And again, we looked at the hundreds and hundreds of bangets on the previous coordination ahead. Perfect. So on the southwest stairs, key for the trades accessibility up and forth is to put the permanent stairs in right away, not to finish them, put concrete in the pans, and you can see for safety, we have a cable railing system here. Many men and women will use these stairs well ahead of the time the owner first moves in. We'll take a minute and take you through the second floor, because most of the floors, the lab floors, are pretty similar. So actually the lab floors are 1 through 5, and 2 through 5 are more common. So each of the west ends, the northwest ends, we're going to be meeting areas. Then there's pretty much consistently the labs on the north and south area. The bathrooms are all stacked right off of the elevator shaft right through here. So the bathrooms are all in this location here. Bathrooms, bathrooms, bathrooms right up over the top. So when we talked early on, this is an open concept labs. So this area here will all be lab. The mechanicals in the labs. The piping that we're looking at here towards the exterior is more the domestic heat and chilled water that serve the conditioning on the space. And then more towards the interior is all of the lab services here. This happens to be a CPVC for the lab waste. It's a special piping to be able to handle the acids. And in the bank up on the top is all of the air and gas and vacuum and RI, DI water systems in through here. So again, this set of labs is the open concept through here. In the center between the labs on the south and on the north is all of the service areas in through here. Then there's 2 areas where the ductwork rises. One is on next to the bathrooms on the west, and one is on the east. For the massive amounts of ductworks that come up here, all of the fume hoods have ductwork, all the fresh air. And when you have fume hoods, well, the air that comes in and comes out has to be controlled also to balance the space. So the air that the fume hoods take out, it's made up with fresh air. We're on the second floor, now we're on the north, and it's the same type of open concept labs that we were, same thing on the south, same thing on the north. This whole section through here will be all lab casework down in through here. And again, the service areas are in between the north and the south. We're looking back through here. And all the metal studs on the service areas are completed. The mechanicals are in pretty good shape. The units still have to come in, the ductwork's roughed in, but there's a lot of units left that still need to be installed. But all in all, the project's averaging 130 men a day on the project, and it'll ramp up from that, and I understand that they are on schedule. Remember to subscribe to our UConn PAS channel. Once subscribed, on the left-hand side, manage subscriptions. To the right, the gearbox symbol, a check next to send me all notifications for this channel with the save. Now anytime we add a project, update a project, you will receive an automatic email notification. We thank you for your interest in our UConn projects. Have a great day.